What's happening, folks? This is Eli with Tutorials, and today I actually want to take you on a little drive to Jamaica Plain, which is part of Boston in Massachusetts. I'm going to take you around, show you a little bit of the central Main Street area, which is technically it's not a main street; it's actually Center Street, but it's the main street of Jamaica Plain. I'm going to take you around, show you the different things, and give you some information, demographic information, of course, but also notable people from there. James Dole, I don't know if you know who that is, but James Dole, he's the guy that has that fruit company that started out in Hawaii. He's originally from Jamaica Plain. Then you got William Heath, who was also a politician, a political leader. I think he's also he was a major general in the army or something like that. And let me see, who else did I could think of? I'm trying to think of people that you probably don't know, because there's a lot of people that are from Jamaica Plain that are popular, or they're famous, but I don't know if you would know who they are. I believe James Michael Curley, or James Curley. He actually has a middle school named after him, the Curley Middle School in Boston. But he was also the mayor. He was one of the Boston mayor, and I believe he's also a governor, and he was part of the U.S. representatives as well. So it's he's definitely an important person to Jamaica Plain, or as people like to call it, JP. So yeah, this is a very nice part of Boston. It has gone through a lot of gentrification in the past. I mean, originally I believe it was Jewish. I believe in the '60s it was a lot of Jewish people, and then there were black people living in Jamaica Plain, but then they left, and then a lot of Cuban people came in and they left. Currently, there's a lot of Dominicans there now, so it has it's definitely a very it has a lot of interesting people. It's very diverse, of course, but it has gone through a little bit of gentrification. There's also a Whole Foods there, so that's how it's been gentrified. As soon as you see a Whole Foods in a place like that, I know this city pretty well, because I grew up in Boston. Well, I know this part of the city, I would say, and so for me, I know a lot about it, and I've walked these streets as a child, and so I definitely could tell you a little more about it. But yeah, we're gonna take a right over here in Center Street, which if you look, you're gonna see soon. There's gonna be a Jamaican. There's gonna be a Jamaican restaurant coming up. I believe it's called Jamaican Me Hungry. I believe it's called something like that. And that's a new restaurant. I think before that there was a burger joint in there. It didn't do that well, so it ended up losing the business. I believe on the right side here, these are low-income apartments that they have here, but I believe they also have market apartments as well. On the right side, I don't know if you can see this, but this is the train station or the subway station. It's the Jackson Square subway station, and that's something that you're gonna like about Jamaica Plain, and that is that it's a place where there's buses, there's trains, and pretty much you have a good way to go around the city. You can end up taking the train to or the subway, if you will, taking the subway and going into Back Bay, which is where most of the city stuff is. And if you want to go further, you can go to State Street, and there you have Quincy Market. And you have a lot of different things going on around the city. You can go to the Prudential Center if you get off Back Bay. But one of the nice things about Jamaica Plain is that you have the bus that goes into Back Bay, but you also have the Green Line that actually goes into Back Bay, and you can actually make connections in there, and so many things. You can go to Park Street and connect to BU if you want to go to BU, so you can actually take the train that takes you into BU. Boston College, I believe, very far in. I think as far as into Brookline. So that's something that you should definitely think about if you live in this neighborhood, because it's gonna have it's gonna have a lot of ways for you to get around. You don't necessarily need a car here, and one of the things that I could tell you is that this neighborhood has gotten relatively safe in the past, I would say, 10 years. So if you're looking for something nice, it's a nice place for that, because you can definitely live in a safe way, and that's something very important. One good thing about one other good thing that I do want to say about Jamaica Plain is there's a lot of different types of foods here. It's a lot of Spanish, Latino type of food that you could get. Different restaurants around here. So it's there's a lot of different things you can get but it's a lot of it is Latino. But you have your different Chinese restaurants and you have here there's even a couple of Dunkin' Donuts out there. I think two Dunkin' Donuts. I think there's more, but I think it's two. So you have your coffee places. You don't have a Starbucks. I don't think you do, but you do have a JP Licks, which is also an ice cream place, and I think they also sell coffee. Um, Several bakeries and things around here, pizza places. When it comes to food, so you have your options. You definitely have your options. A lot of small business oriented in this neighborhood. You're not gonna see that many fast food joints like a Wendy's or Burger King or Chick-fil-A or anything like that. You're just gonna see it's mostly gonna be local mom and pop type of businesses or pizza places, which is a good thing. It's good and it's bad for some people. It depends on if you like fast food and you want to find if you want to get a burger, you're not gonna be able to get it. But you're gonna be able to get a burger, but you're not gonna get it from a Burger King or anything like that. You're gonna have to get it from a local place. So it really depends on the individual, what they like. So, but you also have, like I said, we're gonna be getting close to the Whole Foods here. You have a Whole Foods, and that was I believe there was a business there called High Lows before. That was the supermarket that was there. And but it was like I said, it was predominantly Latino and Dominican, so they had a lot of different Dominican, Puerto Rican, and Caribbean. Of course, also a lot of Goya stuff and things. So um, it's a place that, like I said, has gone through a lot of things. But if you can see on the right side, you see that there's a Whole Foods sign on the right side. See? So that was a big deal when that came into Jamaica Plain. You didn't have that many things there. Just like I said, it was even interesting when the Stop and Shop came into the city. Right there on the left, you have El Oriental de Cuba, which is a Cuban restaurant, as you know, and they serve different kinds of Cuban style meals, and you can get there. And it's relatively priced. It's not that expensive, so you can get a good deal, get a good lunch if you're trying to eat some Cuban food. There's a lot of new homes, new renovated homes, but if you notice in this neighborhood, most of the homes here are triple deckers. It would be very difficult for you to find a single family house because this is more urban living. So you have your people that are living here. A condo, I would say, to be fair, a condo is worth over $500,000 if you're looking for a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom condo in one of these buildings here, one of these floors. You could be paying about $500,000 for a condo. Maybe you can get it for less depending on the quality and what's going on in the condo. If it's been damaged, if it hasn't been renovated. But if it's a fairly new condo, you're gonna have to pay at least $500,000 for a. Let's say you decide to buy a multi-family home, which is just like I said, most of the stuff that's here is multi-family. If you decide to buy something like that, you're gonna go over $1 million or more. That's how much this neighborhood has changed. It's gotten really expensive, like I said. It's attracting a lot of new tech people and people that have money, people that are making good money. They're getting, they have good jobs, so they're getting paid. And you're gonna have people coming in from that. You're gonna have the techies and people coming in. So they've been moving here, past 10 years, and it's been really, it's been a lot of them, believe it or not. Which is a good thing. I mean, it's making the neighborhood, it depends on your opinion on the gentrification process. I mean, people need a place to live. So, in this case, you have this neighborhood has changed so much, but, people that used to own property here sold them for very expensive prices because everything has just gone up so badly that you just can't beat it. This is Mozart Street. The popular streets in Jamaica Plain. As you can see, there's a couple of new houses around here. We're gonna take a right here at Armstrong Street, just to show you a little bit of how. And the reason we did this little drive is I wanted to show you you know how everything is pretty similar here. Like most of the houses, like I said, are triple deckers. You're not gonna find a single family house. It's just they're very rare in Jamaica Plain. I think there's only one here on this street at the end over here on the right side. It's actually a two family. It's not even like a three family because people don't because this is this is Boston and you need to make the space to let it have a lot of people in because it's a city. It's not suburb or anything like that. This is Chestnut Street, I believe. And we're gonna go in. This video is almost done. I wanted to make this video as short as I can because this is a place where definitely I'm gonna have to come in and do another video in the future. So be sure to give this video a like and also make sure to share with your friends that are interested in taking a look more at JP. Make sure to share it with them because I'm gonna have another video coming up. Hopefully soon. I'm gonna touch in the Green Street area. I'm gonna go into the ponds in the Jamaica Pond area. And I also want to touch in, I guess the what's it called, the Stony Brook area, which is, there's a lot of nice things going on over there, a lot of art stuff is going on. So I want to take you there. So make sure to look out for that video. And like I said, like this video because it's going to let me know that you're interested in seeing more about Jamaica Plain. And we'll go from there. So signing off, this is Elias. Take care, folks.